So they open the door. We would see about 20 to 30 people in the apartment that's only supposed to have about 6 people max. None of them would be registered as guests, which was already a check. You look on the counter, they got a bottle of rosé, they got a bottle of vodka, they got beer casings, they got weed in the air, they is litty lit. Like they are living the full college experience that you're about to cut short, right? Now, welcome back. You made it to another one, fam, and I couldn't be more thankful, bruh. I couldn't be more thankful that you came back to me on the blue wall, bruh. Welcome, Nick. Freaking welcome, Nick. Welcome back to the blue wall. Welcome back to What's Up, Doc, man. What's up, Doc? Are you the Doc? Am I the Doc? Is she the Doc? Is he the Doc? We can all be Docs, bruh. We can all be Docs. All right. In today's video, you're gonna choose. Y'all know how I do. I put a paper out, the list of videos I want to do, and I just kind of decide on what I'm feeling like when I get in front of this camera. Now, I'm gonna change gears again. You know, we've been talking about medicine a lot and a rope. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a story time for y'all. We're gonna do one of these story times, right? About the time that I spent working as an RA. Okay, so I have mentioned this in a previous video. I went to school for undergrad at Cal State University in Beacon Hills. Shouts out to my Toros, okay? When I got there, I was a young freshman, you know what I'm saying? I had kind of already lived my turn up life a little bit from my high school days. Like y'all know, everybody who's watching this who's from Cajon High School, bruh, y'all know, we turned up like we was 25 when we was 16, right? So by the time I got to college, it was like, I still want to turn up because I've never lived on my own. This is going to be different. This is going to be new. It's going to be exciting, right? But, you know, I was still looking forward to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? I always said, like I told you on a previous video, like, I like to do things on my own and pay my own bills and stuff. So I was working out the gate freshman year at a smoothie shop, and I was doing that whole thing and taking full-time classes and all that stuff, right? So I wasn't really I turned up a little bit, but I didn't feel like I was missing much with the level of turn up that I was doing. It was kind of like, I think I'm ready to transition my life. Like, I'm gonna give my life to God. You feel me? I'm gonna give my life to the RA, the job description that is a resident assistant, a resident advisor, right? So this video is gonna be for anybody who's in college who is maybe considering becoming an RA or just wanted to know the behind the scenes day in the life of what it means to be an RA. And I'm just gonna be rambling off some experiences. There's no structure for this one. I'm gonna just go ahead and give y'all my authentic views on what it means to be an RA. So, yeah, so I started being an RA my second year in college, which means that the first year was the only year I really had to really run wild. And like I said, I wasn't trying to really run wild anyway, so I was okay with starting as an RA. At the school that I went to, RAs were paid a stipend every month, which was like, I think like $650. And we were also given free housing. So for me, it was like, oh, it's a wrap. Like, I don't have to pay for housing, and y'all paying me every month, and I got this other job to pay for my other bills. Like, sign me up. Like, yes, I want to do this, right? And also RAs, at least from our culture at our school, were like considered like kind of like a high tier position. Like people looked up to their RAs a little bit, I guess, if you will. Most people didn't like the RAs, but from a like a career standpoint or professional standpoint, an RA position is a really good position to have, because as an RA, you learn how to do programming, you learn how to do mediations, you learn how to be woken up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, all of that stuff, man. So you get to learn some pretty good interpersonal skills, communication skills, and professional office skills as well, because you have to work in an office and dealing with people when they're drunk, dealing with people when they're sober, dealing with people when they're sad, when they're happy, when they don't know how to feel, when they're going off the lean, whatever. You're dealing with people in their most vulnerable states as an RA, and you acquire a lot of skills doing that, right? So for me, like I said, I started second year, I did second, third, and fourth year, and I didn't really like the job too much. I'm not gonna front, man. Like, as an RA, right, I'm a very chill person. I'm pretty sure y'all kind of get the gist of that by watching these videos, or if you know me in person. I'm a very chill person, and as an RA, you have to almost be like RoboCop. Like, you got to be on people, you got to be worried about people when you're not really worried about people. You got to be checking for things that you wouldn't normally check for. You have to put yourself in situations that I otherwise would never have been in, right? So I would recommend the job of an RA to somebody who is like a type A personality, somebody who is very orderly, somebody who don't do nothing wrong themselves, somebody who is willing to play and follow by the rules at all times, and you don't care whether people like you or if they don't, because that's the job. That's what comes with the job of being an RA, right? That's just what happens. I didn't like the job again because, like I said, I would have to write people up, which was the term that we used for documenting situations that would get students in trouble. So we would oftentimes be like woken up. Let's say it's like I'm in the middle of a glorious slumber. I'm asleep. I'm knocked. Okay, I'm knocked out. It's 2:30 in the morning. Ring, 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 ring. What? What do you want? What in this duty phone, a ringer was so annoying, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand how loud and annoying it was, and you couldn't turn it on silent, even though we all turned it on silent anyway. It was the most annoying situation. So you'd be asleep, knocked out, 2:30 in the morning. Hey, I drunk as a skunk. Hey, I locked myself out of my room. Okay, you wanna call me and wake me up at 2:30, but this is my job. I'm getting paid for it. Let me get up and do it. Ring, 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 3:30 in the morning. Hey, I'm trying to sleep and my neighbors downstairs are having a full-blown turn up. Can you come shut this down and be the worst person in the world when these students are just trying to turn up and have fun and drink? Can you come do that for me? And I'm like, sure. I can wake up out of my glorious slumber to come and walk right into conflict, right? And so basically the protocol that we would do when we would go to these parties, which happened at least once a weekend, is, and I don't get, like, they knew we was gonna find out, so just be a little quieter, but they just didn't possess the capacity to do that, I guess. So we would knock, 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 everything would fall quiet, the music would turn on, people would start hiding, lights would come off, and then we'd be like, listen, we know you're in there, just open the door. So they opened the door, we would see about 20 to 30 people in the apartment that's only supposed to have about 6 people max. None of them would be registered as guests, which was already a check. You look on the counter, they got a bottle of rosé, they got a bottle of vodka, they got a beer cases, they got weed in the air, they is litty lit. Like, they are living a full college experience that you're about to cut short, right? So you walk in and you gotta document every name. Let me see IDs, and if you don't got your ID, let me know your name. And usually at a certain point you get to know people, so you don't even need to know their name. You know them, so you just write them down. We had like a whole roster with pictures, so if you tried to lie, we can look that up. Part of the protocol was we had to sit there and make these folks, y'all, pour out their alcohol down the sink. This is alcohol that they probably dropped a ban for, maybe. Like, some of these parties were pretty freaking lit. Like, it was like they thought they was on Times Square or something. They was really trying to turn up and have a great time. And you would have to make them pour out all of that alcohol. It hurt. It hurt. It hurt for me. It hurt for them. It hurt for our morale. It just hurt. You know what I'm saying? You had to watch them pour it all out, document all the names, go back and forth with somebody, because somebody gonna be drunk and have some liquid courage and be like, oh, you trying to shut it down? What? You a bitch. You. And it's like, okay. Nobody actually ever called me a bitch actually on the job, but people would get a little rowdy sometimes and do some disrespectful or say some disrespectful things if they felt like they can get over on that specific RA, which was never usually me, because I was usually really chill. And I didn't really care enough anyway to be arguing back and forth with you. Just do as I ask so I can go back to sleep. So that whole encounter would take about 30 to 40 minutes, documenting the names, pouring out the alcohol, telling people to go home, making sure they get home safe, calling the cops if you need to, whatever. I was a snitch. And so, yeah, so you would do that. And then after that, right, you're not done. You're not done, dude, because after that, you go to an office and you have to sit for about another hour to type up everything that just happened. So at this point, it's 4:30 in the morning. At this point, you are literally so pissed. You're so mad because you have just had your best sleep probably ever for the week be interrupted. You had just had some kind of conflict that you had to go through. and then now you are having to be up at 4:30 in the morning to type up this report that's going to be used by your boss to bring those people who were involved into the office and reprimanded. And if they get too many offenses, they get kicked out of the school, get kicked out of the housing. So it's a lot of that, like a lot of heavy, like you have power to do a lot of messed up things to people's career, their college career, and you really just don't want to do that. But at the same time, it's like, y'all know the rules, so I gotta enforce the rules. If y'all gonna put me in this position, like, come on. So that was that was a day in the life of an RA for me on the weekend. Let's say it was Friday or Saturday, mostly Thursday. Thursday is like their college turn-up night. And that happened every single week for 3 years. That was my life for 3 years. So when people ask me why I don't like want to go out and turn up with y'all, or why don't call my phone, it's because I was scarred for 3 years, bro. But now I'm starting to really kind of work my way back and integrate into society. But I'm telling you, that job is something. Being an RA is something. Outside of just the whole writing people up, there's a mediation portion of it, which those skills that I acquired from that, I really did enjoy. Like, I learned how to do conflict resolution and peace building, learned to sit 2 people down or 3 people down or however many roommates and allow people to express their feelings and their emotions and then come to a common ground of resolution by me being a mediator, which was really cool. We got mental health certified so we can be aware of the different types of mental health disorders that are out there that we be facing with our students. You know what I'm saying? We did programming, like we said, so different type of educational programming. I remember we did like a sex program that was like lit. We did, you know, a lot of food involved programs because people will come out for food always. Tried to make it educational and just throw some pizza at you, like stay here, you get a box of pizza, you know what I'm saying? Like, try to pull it up on the educational part. So you get to learn how to run and operate and do a program and retain guests and keep people entertained and do conflict resolution through the mediation, and then you also get to learn how to make people pour out alcohol, which is great. And then you get some office skills as well. So we had to work in the office a certain amount of times, usually like twice a week, where you answer phones, you can do the lockouts from the office, you know, fill in different reports, prepare for your programming, different RA job duties that you would do in the office, and you learn those office skills as well, and you know, all the things that go along with working in the office. So overall, it was a really good job, really good experience. But I just wouldn't do it again. Like, I always try to do any story times with like, but would you do it again? No. And no, I don't think I would do it again. But if you're a type A person, for somebody, like I said, who don't care about what people think, you don't really care about being woken up, you don't value sleep, go ahead and become an RA, because that might be the job for you. I want to end this video shouting out all of my homies from this job, man. I made some lifelong friends. Shouts out to Brianna. Shout out to Brianna. Ooh, I called you Brianna. She gonna hurt me. She gonna hurt me. Shouts out to Bree. Shouts out to Ryan. Shouts out to Cassie. Shouts out to Imani Bay. Shouts out to Jana Lee, one of my best friends ever. Shouts out to Tony, Stacy, Rodan, Davion. Shouts out to my boss Sean. Yo, she was goated. She was the absolute GOAT in terms of training us and developing us into young adults with healthy habits. Sound like a commercial, but she was the GOAT. Shouts out to Sean. I hope you're doing extremely well. Jill, I don't want to miss out on nobody because I haven't talked to y'all in a while, but I want y'all to know y'all made such a lasting impression in my life, and y'all was my best friends for 3 years because wasn't nobody else with us because we was the police. All right. So shouts out to all of y'all. I hope everybody is doing well. If I forgot your name, just know that I still rock with you. Coletta, I think I didn't mention her. Tiana, I didn't mention her. My homies, man, my dogs for life. And I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are blessed and highly favored. I hope y'all have acquired or use those acquired skills to do great things in life. I'm pretty sure all of us are doing something great. So that's another thing too. Usually RAs end up doing pretty well in life. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be forged on that path, it's going to teach you discipline. Okay, it's going to teach you discipline. So that's my story time on being an RA. If you guys are interested in becoming an RA, hopefully you guys got the skills to do it and the patience to do it. And I wish you all the best in your journey to both applying and to becoming and sustaining that job, because it is definitely something else, man. So thank you again for visiting me on my blue wall. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about me, all of that good stuff. And I look forward to seeing y'all next time, man. Peace and blessings.